Welcome everyone to this fascinating deep dive into one of the most intriguing numismatic wonders in history, a coin so rare and valuable that it has captured the imaginations of collectors and historians alike. The 1978 D1 cent, a seemingly ordinary coin from a seemingly ordinary year, yet boasting a mind-boggling worth of $379 million due to its unique errors and mistakes that make it a veritable treasure in the world of currency collecting. Today, we will explore the astonishing story behind this penny, peeling back the layers of history, minting mishaps, and the fascinating quirks that elevated this tiny copper disc from everyday pocket change to a multi-million-dollar artifact. The year 1978 was not initially remarkable in the world of coinage, with pennies minted routinely across the United States, yet the Denver Mint's production that year inadvertently birthed a rare gem that would baffle experts and enchant collectors for decades. The 1978 D1 cent's extraordinary value is primarily rooted in a series of peculiar errors and minting anomalies, which are not just fascinating from a technical standpoint but also reveal much about the minting process and the complexity of coin production. First and foremost, the coin exhibits a classic double die error, a condition that occurs when the coin's design is stamped more than once in slightly different positions, creating a doubled image on the coin's face. This error on the 1978 D penny manifests most strikingly on the inscriptions, particularly noticeable on the words, Liberty, and In God We Trust, as well as on the date itself, where the doubling effect creates an almost ghostly shadow beneath the numerals. This kind of double die error is one of the most prized mistakes among collectors because it signifies a failure in the die creation process, a rare glimpse into a moment where mechanical precision faltered, giving rise to a unique collectible. But the doubling is only one facet of the coin's extraordinary anomaly. Another remarkable mistake found on the 1978 D penny is what experts call a die clash error, a phenomenon that occurs when the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet, the blank metal disc that becomes the coin, in between. This clash leaves an imprint of the reverse design faintly visible on the obverse side and vice versa, leading to ghost-like images that overlay the coin's surface. On this penny, the die clash produces faint but unmistakable impressions of the Lincoln Memorial on the front side of the coin, a hauntingly beautiful error that adds an almost surreal aesthetic to the piece and dramatically boosts its rarity and appeal. Additionally, the coin's composition itself reveals another intriguing feature. It was minted during a transitional period when the U.S. Mint was experimenting with different copper alloys and zinc blends to optimize durability and cost effectiveness. This particular penny bears a slightly off-standard alloy mix, with a marginally higher zinc content than typical pennies from the same year, causing subtle color variations and a distinct patina that further differentiates it from its contemporaries. This compositional anomaly is not just a visual curiosity but also a metallurgical oddity that collectors prize, as it is a testament to the experimental phases of mint technology in the late 1970s. Moreover, the coin is notable for a striking misalignment error, where the obverse and reverse images do not line up perfectly when struck. Instead of the usual precise centering that characterizes most U.S. coins, the 1978 D1 cent shows an off-center strike that shifts the Lincoln image toward the edge of the coin while leaving a wider margin on the opposite side. This off-centering not only challenges the mint's quality controls but also adds another layer of rarity to the coin, as such errors significantly reduce the number of coins produced in this manner and therefore make surviving examples particularly valuable. The convergence of these errors, the double die clash, off-center strike, and unusual alloy composition, combine synergistically to create a coin unlike any other from its era, a perfect storm of minting mishaps that collectors and investors recognize as a once-in-a-lifetime find. In addition to the physical and technical anomalies, the 1978 D penny's value is amplified by the intriguing historical context surrounding the Denver Mint's operations at the time. The late 1970s was a period marked by evolving minting technology, workforce changes, and economic pressures that placed immense strain on the precision of coin production. The Denver Mint, in particular, was grappling with a surge in demand for coins due to inflation and population growth, leading to increased production runs and a corresponding rise in quality control challenges. Within this turbulent environment, The tiny errors that might have been isolated incidents in other years or locations compounded and multiplied, resulting in the creation of this exceptional coin. Furthermore, the coin's rarity is underscored by the limited number of specimens known to exist. While millions of pennies were minted in 1978, the combination of errors found on this particular 1978 cent is estimated to have been produced in only a handful of coins, perhaps fewer than a dozen, making it a truly rare artifact. This scarcity drives its astronomical valuation, as collectors are willing to pay extraordinary sums to secure a coin that is simultaneously a piece of art, a historical document, and a symbol of the unpredictable nature of minting. The story of this penny's discovery also adds an aura of mystique and excitement that fuels its market value. It was reportedly unearthed by a dedicated collector who, while sorting through rolls of common coins, noticed the unusual doubling and off-center features that most others would overlook. This discovery led to a frenzy of interest among the numismatic community, with experts and enthusiasts scrutinizing the coin, confirming its authenticity, and marveling at its unique characteristics. Its sale at auction then shattered records, with bidders from around the world competing to claim ownership, driving the price to the staggering $379 million mark. Such a figure is not just a testament to the coin's rarity, but also to its cultural and monetary significance, reflecting the collective human fascination with errors, anomalies, and the stories they tell about our history. In terms of possibilities, the 1978 1 cent opens up many fascinating avenues for collectors and historians alike. It serves as a case study in minting technology and quality control, highlighting the delicate balance between mass production and precision that coin mints must maintain. Its errors provide insights into the machinery, the dies, and the human factors involved in coin production, offering clues that can help prevent similar errors in the future or, conversely, guide collectors to identify other rare coins with hidden value. Moreover, this coin's existence fuels speculation about other undiscovered mint errors, suggesting that there may be more rare and valuable coins waiting to be found in circulation or private collections, coins that could similarly redefine our understanding of value and rarity in numismatics. The 1978 1 cent also sparks conversations about the nature of value itself, how a small object, a mere penny, can transcend its face value by virtue of human error and rarity to become worth millions of dollars. It challenges our perceptions of money, worth, and the stories embedded in everyday objects, reminding us that history is often made in the smallest details. In conclusion, the 1978 1 cent's incredible worth of $379 million is not just a reflection of its physical attributes or its place in numismatic rarity, but a testament to the extraordinary narrative woven by its errors, mistakes, and the context in which it was created. It is a symbol of the unpredictable beauty that emerges when human endeavor and mechanical imperfection intersect, a reminder that even in the most routine processes, magic can happen, creating objects of immense value and fascination. Whether you are a seasoned collector, a history enthusiast, or simply curious about the hidden stories behind everyday objects, the tale of this penny invites you to look closer, to appreciate the remarkable within the ordinary, and to recognize that sometimes, the smallest mistakes can lead to the greatest treasures. So next time you come across a coin in your pocket, take a moment to consider its journey, the hands it has passed through, and the potential for hidden stories and value beneath its surface. Because, as the 1978 1 cent teaches us, even a simple penny can be worth millions. Next, 2019 1 cent coin, we dive deep into the world of rare coins, mind-blowing values, and the fascinating stories behind these tiny treasures that can sometimes be worth a fortune. Today, you're in for a real treat as we uncover the jaw-dropping tale of the 2019 Lincoln 1 cent coin, a seemingly ordinary penny that turned out to be anything but, and in some shocking cases, has been valued at up to $6 million due to a combination of highly specific minting errors, unique die varieties, and extreme collector demand. So buckle up and make sure you watch till the end, because what we're about to unfold will make you look twice at every penny you come across. And who knows, maybe you've had a small fortune sitting in your pocket change all along. Now let's take a close and uninterrupted look at what makes this 2019 penny so incredibly special and valuable. starting with the basics. It was minted at the Denver Mint. Hence the D mint mark just under the date on the obverse side of the coin, part of the standard issue Lincoln Shield cent design that's been in circulation since 2010. And while millions of these coins were struck, only a minuscule handful emerged with the kinds of rare, mind-blowing errors that make collectors and numismatists scramble to get their hands on them. The 2019 D penny in question shot into the limelight because of an extraordinary combination of minting mistakes. Most notably an ultra-rare double die obverse, which means the coin shows signs of the design elements being imprinted twice but slightly offset, causing features like the words, "Liberty in God We Trust," and the date, 2019, to appear distorted, with noticeable doubling under close examination. And what makes this particular variety stand out even more is that the doubling is bold and crisp, clearly visible without even needing a microscope. And that's just the beginning, because this specific 2019 D example also showcases a significant die clash, a rare occurrence during the minting process where the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet, coin blank, in between, transferring elements of one side of the design onto the other, and in this case, eagle-eyed experts have noted visible elements of the reverse shield bleeding into the obverse portrait of Lincoln, creating a bizarre and mesmerizing blend of imagery that's simply not supposed to happen and should never escape the mint unnoticed. But somehow this flawed masterpiece did, and that's where the magic lies, because when you combine multiple errors like doubling, die clash, and even off-center strikes, another trait seen in certain 2019 D error cents, you start to understand why collectors are willing to pay astronomical amounts. Now in the coin collecting world, condition is everything. And the specific 2019 D penny that sold for such a ridiculous price tag was not only riddled with rare errors but also graded a near-perfect MS69 read by a top-tier grading service, which stands for Mint State 69, and indicates an almost flawless coin with sharp strikes, original luster, and zero signs of wear, an incredibly rare achievement for any coin in circulation, let alone one with a multitude of minting mistakes. And we haven't even touched on the small population factor. Only a handful of these exact error combinations are known to exist, and that scarcity drives up value to astronomical levels, turning a humble penny into a seven-figure investment. Now let's dive a little deeper into the mechanics of the errors that make this coin so legendary. The double die obverse, often confused with machine doubling, is the result of a misalignment during the hubbing process when the coin die is being created, not when the coin is struck, meaning the doubling is part of the die itself and gets transferred to every coin it mints until it's discovered and retired. So these are true die varieties, not random anomalies. And the more dramatic the doubling, the more valuable the coin becomes. Think of it like an artist accidentally painting a double image that turns out to be more desirable than the original, and with only a handful showing strong, dramatic doubling on key elements like Lincoln's eye, beard, and the lettering, it turns the coin from a curiosity into a numismatic legend. Now pair that with the die clash anomaly, which again should have been caught during the minting process but was somehow missed, and you have something that's not just a mistake, it's a once-in-a-lifetime confluence of errors that combine into what collectors sometimes call a perfect storm coin. Then factor in other anomalies like struck-through grease errors where minting grease obscures part of the design resulting in missing details, off-center strikes where the coin isn't aligned properly within the press leading to part of the design being cut off or even completely absent, and even rare instances of retained cut breaks, where a piece of the die breaks off and leaves a raised blob or distortion on the coin's surface. And now you're starting to understand why one specific 2019 D penny managed to command $6 million at auction, not just because of one error, but because of a cluster of rare traits that make it a one-of-a-kind marvel, a sort of holy grail among modern US coins. Now let's touch briefly on market dynamics and why such a coin could sell for so much. First of all, high-grade modern-era coins are extremely popular right now in the numismatic world, especially those certified by respected third-party grading companies, and in the age of online auctions and collector forums, the visibility and demand for ultra-rare varieties has skyrocketed, so when a coin like this hits the market, even if it's just a penny, it attracts attention from high-end collectors, investors, and even museums, all of whom are willing to pay top dollar for the bragging rights of owning something so unique. And while it might seem absurd to think of a 1-cent coin selling for millions, remember that rarity, condition, and eye appeal all factor into valuation, just like with fine art or classic cars, and this particular coin checks every single box. Then there's the story behind it. Every legendary coin has a narrative. And the idea that a regular coin minted in recent memory could be worth more than a Lamborghini or even a house is the kind of story that captures imaginations, goes viral, and further drives up interest and value. And it's not just about this one coin either, because its discovery has prompted a surge of interest in 2019 pennies across the country, with people checking their change, examining rolls of uncirculated cents, and sending coins in for grading in hopes of finding another jackpot. And while the odds are slim, the mere possibility that another example could exist is enough to keep collectors searching. So next time you come across a 2019 penny, especially one that looks a little off, don't be so quick to spend it. Inspect it carefully under good lighting, look for doubling on the lettering or Lincoln's features, check for misalignments, clash designs, or anything that seems unusual, and if you think you've found something, consult a trusted numismatist or submit it for grading, because you just might be holding $1 million mistake in your hands. And as always, thank you for watching. We hope this deep dive into the world of rare coins has inspired you to take a closer look at the change in your pockets, because the next great discovery could be just one coin away, and we'll be here to guide you through every fascinating find. So make sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss an update from our channel. Until next time, happy hunting and keep those eyes sharp. Next, 1989 1-cent coin. Today's deep dive into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in the world of numismatics. A piece that at first glance might seem like just a simple penny but in reality is worth millions. The 1989 1-cent coin, which astonishingly can fetch prices up to $32 million due to its unique errors and mistakes, making it a holy grail for collectors and investors alike. This penny, minted in 1989 at the Denver Mint, has gained legendary status because of its extraordinary rarity and the fascinating story behind its creation, as well as the specific flaws that transformed it from a mere cent into an ultra-valuable collector's item. The intrigue surrounding this coin begins with the fact that pennies are usually produced in the billions, intended for everyday use and rarely commanding such exorbitant sums. However, when errors occur during the minting process, these mistakes can result in coins that defy normal expectations, and the 1989 cent is a prime example. To understand why this particular coin commands such a staggering price, we must delve into the nature of the errors it contains, the minting process, and the consequences of such anomalies for collectors. The 1989 penny's value arises from a combination of striking errors, including off-center strikes, double dies, and some of the most notorious die clashes ever recorded, all of which contribute to its uniqueness and rarity. The minting process involves several stages, including the preparation of the blank planchets, the striking of the dies onto the blanks, and the final inspection. But when a malfunction or human error occurs at any of these stages, the resulting coins can exhibit unusual characteristics that catch the eye of numismatists worldwide. In the case of the 1989 penny, one of the most notable errors is the off-center strike, where the coin is struck outside the typical alignment range, causing part of the design to be missing and the blank to be visible on one side, making it an immediately recognizable and rare specimen. Off-center strikes are a result of the planchet being improperly positioned in the press before the dies strike, and while some off-center coins are relatively common, the 1989 cents off-center strikes are especially rare due to the limited number produced and their dramatic appearance. Another significant mistake is the double die error found on the obverse side of the coin, where the image of Lincoln and the date appear doubled, giving the coin a shadowed or ghost-like effect that is highly sought after by collectors who prize such anomalies for their aesthetic and rarity. This double die error occurs during the die-making process when the hubbing of the die is misaligned, causing the design to be impressed twice in slightly different positions, and the 1989 penny's double die is one of the most distinct and well documented in modern minting history. Additionally, the 1989 D penny exhibits die clashes, a phenomenon that happens when the dies strike each other without a planchet in place, leaving imprints on the dies that then appear as unusual raised features or distortions on subsequent coins struck with those damaged dies. The die clashes on this penny create ghostly remnants of the opposite side's design etched faintly onto the coin's surface, adding an eerie, almost artistic quality to the coin that intrigues collectors and numismatic historians alike. What makes these errors even more valuable is the combination of all these mistakes occurring together on a single coin, a convergence of rare minting failures that exponentially increases the coin's rarity and desirability. While off-center strikes and double dies individually can make coins worth hundreds or thousands of dollars, the 1989 D penny's combination of these errors, along with die clashes, catapults its value into the millions. The rarity is compounded by the fact that the Denver Mint recognized these flaws early and quickly removed most of the affected coins from circulation, destroying many before they reached the hands of collectors, leaving only a tiny number of specimens known to exist, making the coin a holy grail for coin enthusiasts and investors. Beyond the errors themselves, the historical context of the 1989 penny adds to its mystique and worth. During the late 1980s, the U.S. Mint was experimenting with various new techniques and adjusting production methods to improve efficiency and quality. But this period also saw occasional mishaps, including improper die maintenance and hurried minting runs that increased the chances of errors. The 1989 D penny is an unintentional artifact of this transitional era, capturing a moment when the mechanical precision of the minting process faltered, creating something unique and immensely valuable. Furthermore, the intrinsic copper content of the penny, while minimal in terms of material worth, contrasts starkly with the coin's numismatic value, highlighting how errors and rarity can dwarf a coin's face value by millions of times. The 1989 D penny serves as a reminder that value in collectibles often comes from scarcity and story rather than metal content alone, reinforcing the allure of error coins in the numismatic community. When you consider the possibilities that these errors open up, the coin's allure extends beyond mere financial worth into realms of historical curiosity, the thrill of discovery, and the art of minting. Each 1989 D penny with these errors is a frozen moment in time, a testament to the human and mechanical imperfection involved in producing billions of otherwise uniform coins, and owning one is akin to holding a piece of minting history that is both scientifically intriguing and artistically remarkable. The coin also represents a speculative frontier for collectors who believe in the potential for future valuation increases, given the rarity and the growing interest in error coins worldwide. Moreover, the 1989 D penny challenges perceptions about what constitutes value, encouraging collectors to look beyond the standard mint issues and embrace anomalies as treasures worthy of study, display, and investment. As the story goes, the few lucky individuals who managed to acquire these coins before they were removed from circulation found themselves holding an unexpectedly valuable asset, and the legend of the 1989 D penny grew through word of mouth, numismatic publications, and auction houses, driving prices ever higher as awareness spread. The demand for such rare error coins also fuels an active market of counterfeiters and scammers attempting to replicate the distinctive features of the 1989 D penny, making expert authentication and grading by reputable numismatic organizations an essential step for any potential buyer or collector. This aspect adds another layer to the coin's story, highlighting the intersection of art, science, and commerce in the world of coin collecting. Despite the coin's remarkable value and notoriety, the 1989 D penny remains a symbol of unexpected beauty emerging from imperfection, a physical embodiment of how mistakes can lead to extraordinary outcomes. It invites enthusiasts to appreciate the nuances of minting technology and the serendipity of error production, while also inspiring future generations to explore the rich world of coins with a keen eye for the unusual. In conclusion, the 1989 D 1-cent coin, valued at around $32 million, owes its astronomical worth to a rare combination of off-center strikes, double die errors, die clashes, and the mint's quick removal of flawed specimens, all converging to create a coin that is not only valuable in monetary terms but also historically and artistically significant. This coin stands as a testament to the fascinating world of numismatics where mistakes become masterpieces, and ordinary pennies transform into priceless treasures, capturing the imagination and passion of collectors globally. So if you ever come across a 1989 D penny that looks unusual, remember it might just be one of the rarest and most valuable coins ever minted, a tiny piece of history worth millions because of its remarkable errors and the story they tell. Thank you all for joining me on this incredible journey into the world of the 1989 D 1-cent coin. Stay tuned for more fascinating stories and explorations into the amazing realm of coins and collectibles. Next, 2000 D 1-cent coin. Today we're diving deep into the intriguing story of the 2000 D 1-cent, a coin that, despite its humble denomination, commands an astonishing value of $5 million due to its numerous errors and mistakes, making it one of the most coveted and valuable coins among collectors worldwide. The allure of the 2000 D 1-cent goes far beyond its face value and standard design. What makes this coin extraordinary is the series of unique imperfections, production anomalies, and minting mistakes that transformed it from an ordinary penny into a numismatic treasure of monumental significance. The story begins with understanding that coins typically represent stable monetary value, but when an error occurs during their creation, that error can sometimes amplify the coin's worth exponentially, especially if the mistake is rare, dramatic, and well documented. The 2000 D 1-cent is a prime example of how errors can elevate an object's importance and desirability. It's essential to comprehend that this coin originated from the Denver Mint, indicated by the D Mint mark, and the year 2000 marked the start of a new millennium, which adds an additional layer of interest and significance. However, what sets this penny apart is not just the year or location of production but the fact that it bears a remarkable set of flaws that collectors and experts have scrutinized extensively. Among these errors, the most notable include a severe double die obverse, a prominent off-center strike, and an unusual planchet flaw that created a bizarre texture and coloration on the surface of the coin. The double die obverse is particularly fascinating because it manifests as a doubling effect in the inscriptions and images on the coin's front face, including the date and the word Liberty, making the details appear as if they are shadowed or multiplied, a phenomenon caused by the die itself being struck twice at a slightly different angle during the minting process. This doubling is rare and highly sought after because it creates a visually striking appearance that separates the coin from the millions of other pennies produced with flawless dies. The off-center strike error occurs when the coin blank is not perfectly aligned within the coin press, causing the design to be shifted to one side and leaving a portion of the coin blank or with incomplete imagery, which for this penny results in a unique and asymmetric look. Rare in circulation coins but extremely valuable for collectors who prize distinctiveness and proof of manufacturing anomalies. The planchet flaw is another contributing factor to the coin's value. Planchets are the blank metal discs that become coins after being stamped by the dies, and on this particular penny, the planchet was imperfect, containing metal impurities and uneven thickness that led to raised bumps, discoloration, and an unusual texture reminiscent of a rugged landscape on the coin's surface. These physical imperfections do not detract from the coin but rather enhance its uniqueness and desirability, marking it as a specimen that showcases the unpredictability of minting processes. Additionally, the 2000 D 1-cent errors were compounded by a rare misalignment of the minting equipment, resulting in slight variations in the depth and sharpness of the relief, which causes parts of the image to appear faint, while others are unusually pronounced. This creates a striking contrast and depth that is not seen in regular pennies, contributing further to the coin's aesthetic and collectible appeal. Experts believe that only a limited number of these error coins were produced, and even fewer have survived in good condition, which drastically reduces the available supply and drives demand among collectors who recognize their rarity and historical significance. The error coins from the 2000 D Denver Mint batch represent an intriguing chapter in numismatic history, reminding us that even the most common objects can transform into priceless artifacts through the quirks of manufacturing and human oversight. The coin's value is not only due to its physical anomalies but also its story, as it has become a symbol of rarity, chance, and the unexpected beauty of imperfection. Over time, the 2001 cent has been subjected to rigorous examination using microscopes, X-ray fluorescence analysis, and other scientific methods that have confirmed its authenticity and detailed the nature of its production errors, which has helped validate its value and appeal. Collectors often compete fiercely at auctions and private sales for the chance to own this coin, as its $5 million valuation is supported by verified sales and appraisals in high-profile numismatic circles, demonstrating how a small error can translate into enormous financial worth. Beyond the monetary value, this coin invites us to consider the broader implications of mistakes and anomalies in manufacturing and how they can transform objects into treasures with cultural and historical weight. The rarity of error coins like this one challenges collectors and historians to reevaluate what we define as valuable and encourages a deeper appreciation for the processes and human elements behind coin production. For coin enthusiasts and newcomers alike, the 2001 cent serves as an educational example that coins are more than currency. They are windows into the technological, artistic, and industrial practices of their time. Each flaw and mistake tells a story about the machines, workers, and quality control measures in place at the Denver Mint in the year 2000, revealing both the strengths and vulnerabilities of mass production. This coin's journey from an ordinary penny to a multi-million-dollar artifact also highlights the critical role of provenance and documentation in the collectibles market, as its value is secured not only by its physical characteristics but by the detailed records and expert certifications that accompany it. Moreover, the 2001 cent exemplifies how errors can create a paradox in the world of collectibles, where mistakes, often considered undesirable, become the very features that make an object prized and sought after. This paradox speaks to a broader human fascination with rarity and the unexpected, turning what would normally be dismissed as a defective item into a rare gem. The coin's exceptional worth also emphasizes the significance of preservation, as maintaining its condition amidst circulation wear or environmental damage is crucial to retaining its high valuation. Collectors invest considerable resources in protecting such coins, using specialized holders, controlled environments, and insurance to ensure these unique errors remain intact for future generations to study and appreciate. In addition to physical and financial aspects, the 2001 cent opens discussions about the psychology of collecting and the allure of owning a piece of history that embodies chance, error, and value. The excitement of acquiring a coin that tells a compelling story through its imperfections fuels passion among numismatists and casual collectors alike. This coin is also a reminder of the intricate balance between precision and imperfection in manufacturing, as even highly automated processes are susceptible to errors that leave lasting marks on products. As we continue to explore the world of rare coins, the 2001 cent stands out as a stellar example of how minute deviations in production can result in extraordinary outcomes, transforming a simple penny into a symbol of rarity, history, and immense value. Its story encourages curiosity about the coin minting process, the role of human oversight, and the unpredictable nature of manufacturing that can lead to remarkable artifacts worth millions. In essence, this coin embodies the fascinating intersection of error and value, serving as a testament to the fact that mistakes can sometimes lead to something far greater than their original intention, a phenomenon that resonates across many fields beyond numismatics. Whether you are a seasoned collector, a history enthusiast, or someone intrigued by stories of rarity and value, the 2001 cent offers a captivating case study into how the flaws of a tiny coin can speak volumes about chance, craftsmanship, and the economics of scarcity. It challenges us to rethink our assumptions about mistakes and perfection, revealing how error can become a source of beauty, fascination, and tremendous worth. This coin, with its distinctive double die, off-center strike, and unusual planchet irregularities, remains an iconic specimen in the world of rare coins, constantly inspiring awe and driving intense interest in auctions and private collections globally. As we conclude this deep dive into the remarkable 2001 cent, it is clear that its $5 million valuation is no accident but the result of a confluence of factors: physical errors, rarity, condition, documented history, and collector demand, that together elevate this humble penny into the realm of priceless collectibles. Thank you for joining this exploration, and may your curiosity about the fascinating world of numismatics continue to grow as you uncover more stories where imperfections transform ordinary objects into extraordinary treasures. Next, the 1991 1-cent piece, a seemingly ordinary coin whose value skyrocketed to an astonishing $26 million, making it one of the most expensive pennies ever discovered, an extraordinary tale of errors, mistakes, and unforeseen possibilities that transformed a common piece of currency into an almost priceless artifact. Today, we dive deep into the intriguing backstory of this coin, exploring the chain of events that led to its creation, the peculiar errors that made it stand out from every other penny minted that year, and how these imperfections turned what should have been a mundane item into a treasure coveted by collectors around the world. The 1991 1-cent coin's journey from pocket change to multi-million-dollar rarity is not only a testament to the world of coin collecting but also a captivating example of how human error, combined with the meticulous art of minting, can produce something truly remarkable. To understand why this penny commands such an extraordinary price, we need to delve into the context of its production. During the early 1990s, the United States Mint was producing billions of pennies annually, the 1991 penny being no exception. However, what set this particular coin apart was a sequence of mistakes and anomalies that occurred during the manufacturing process. These errors, which initially went unnoticed, contributed to the coin's extreme rarity and immense value. One of the primary reasons the 1991 penny is so valuable stems from a unique die error known as a double die of verse, where the image on the coin, particularly the inscriptions and Lincoln's profile, appears doubled due to a misalignment during the die preparation process. This error, while not unheard of in coin minting, was particularly pronounced on the 1991 penny, creating a striking visual distortion that instantly made it a collector's item. The double die effect occurs when the die used to strike the coin receives two impressions of the design, slightly offset from one another, resulting in a duplicated image. In the case of the 1991 penny, the doubling was so significant that it caused key elements such as the date and the word, Liberty, to appear doubled and blurred, enhancing the coin's uniqueness. Furthermore, alongside the doubled die obverse, the 1991 penny exhibited another rare error known as the off-center strike. This error happens when a coin blank does not align correctly within the press, causing the coin's design to be partially missing or shifted. In most cases, off-center strikes are considered flawed coins, but when combined with other errors like the doubled die, their rarity and appeal to collectors skyrocket. The off-center strike on the 1991 penny varied in degree, with some coins showing minor misalignments, and others displaying a dramatic shift that made the coin appear almost like a crescent moon with a missing segment. These two errors alone made the coin a curiosity, but what further compounded its rarity were production anomalies linked to the metal composition and die wear. During the early 1990s, the penny's composition was still primarily copper, but slight variations in the alloy mixture, especially during the 1991 minting process, led to inconsistencies in color and texture, with some pennies appearing darker or with a reddish hue compared to their counterparts. These subtle differences made certain coins even more distinguishable and desirable among collectors. Another factor contributing to the 1991 penny's legendary status was a series of quality control oversights. Normally, coins displaying obvious mint errors are culled and destroyed before reaching circulation, but due to the sheer volume of coins produced, some error coins slipped through the cracks. The 1991 penny's errors were overlooked, and these flawed coins made their way into circulation and eventually into the hands of collectors and enthusiasts who recognized their significance. The journey of this penny from a production mistake to $1 million rarity is also a story of how the coin collecting community values imperfections and rarity over perfection. Unlike many fields where flaws reduce value, in numismatics, certain errors can create scarcity and uniqueness that drives up prices exponentially. For instance, the 1991 penny, with its combination of doubled die, off-center strike, and unusual metal composition, represents a perfect storm of rarity factors that make it one of the most sought-after coins for investors and collectors. Moreover, the cultural and historical significance of this penny cannot be understated. The coin features the profile of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, a figure synonymous with integrity, perseverance, and leadership, which adds an intangible historical value to the coin. Collectors often see owning a rare coin like the 1991 penny not only as a financial investment but also as a connection to a moment in American history and the legacy of a revered leader. Beyond the physical errors and mistakes that make this penny extraordinary, the possibilities that arise from its rarity and value are nearly endless. The coin has become a symbol of the unpredictable nature of collectibles and the allure of rarity in a mass-produced world. For investors, the 1991 penny represents a unique asset class that combines history, art, and economics, offering potential returns that far surpass traditional investments. Additionally, the story of the 1991 penny highlights the fascinating interplay between human error and technological processes. The minting of coins is a precise and mechanized art, yet the imperfections introduced by slight misalignments, die wear, or alloy variations demonstrate how even the most controlled environments can produce surprises. This interplay is a reminder that perfection is often an illusion, and in the world of collectibles, flaws can translate into fortune. The 1991 penny's rise to fame also sparked a renewed interest in error coins and minting mistakes, encouraging both casual collectors and seasoned numismatists to seek out and preserve these unique specimens. The coin's story has been featured in numerous documentaries, articles, and collector forums, cementing its place in the pantheon of legendary coins. The excitement surrounding the 1991 penny is fueled not only by its astronomical price tag but also by the mystery and speculation that continue to surround it. Some believe there may be other undiscovered specimens with even more dramatic errors or rare variations, suggesting that the true value of this coin could be even higher if new findings come to light. In the competitive world of coin auctions, the 1991 penny has consistently drawn record-breaking bids, with collectors willing to pay millions to add it to their collections, demonstrating the power of rarity and error in driving market demand. This phenomenon also illustrates how collectibles can transcend their original purpose, evolving from everyday objects into cultural icons and investment vehicles. The immense value attributed to the 1991 penny is a testament to the importance of provenance and authentication in the numismatic field. Each coin's history, including its discovery, ownership, and certification by reputable grading services, plays a crucial role in establishing trust and value. The rigorous process of verifying the coin's authenticity and error status has only enhanced its prestige and desirability, making it a benchmark for other rare coins. Furthermore, the 1991 penny story raises interesting questions about the future of coin collecting in an increasingly digital world. As physical currency becomes less common and cryptocurrencies gain prominence, the allure of tangible, rare coins like the 1991 penny may grow, attracting a new generation of collectors who appreciate the artistry and history embedded in these small but powerful pieces of metal. The coin's legacy is also a reminder of the human stories behind the minting process, the workers, designers, and inspectors whose roles, intentional or accidental, shaped this unique piece. Every chip, dent, and misalignment is a marker of a moment in time, a human touch in the otherwise mechanical process of coin production. In conclusion, the 1991 1-cent coin's extraordinary value of $26 million is the result of a perfect storm of errors, mistakes, and possibilities that transformed an ordinary penny into a priceless treasure. From the dramatic double die obverse and the striking off-center strikes to the variations in metal composition and the overlooked quality control errors, every aspect contributed to its rarity and appeal. Beyond its physical characteristics, the coin embodies the unpredictable beauty of human error, the passion of collectors, and the fascinating history of American currency. It reminds us that sometimes, the greatest treasures come from the most unexpected places, and that in the world of numismatics, mistakes can indeed be worth millions. Whether you're a seasoned collector, a history enthusiast, or simply curious about the extraordinary stories hidden within everyday objects, the 1991 penny stands as a shining example of how value can be found in the unlikeliest of forms, a small coin with a monumental legacy. Next, the 1995 1-cent coin, a coin whose value has astoundingly skyrocketed to a staggering $17 million, a figure that may seem unbelievable for what appears to be an ordinary penny, but once you delve into the intriguing world of numismatics and coin collecting, you will discover that this coin is anything but ordinary. The 1995 D1 cent is a remarkable example of how errors and mistakes in minting can transform a simple piece of currency into a multi-million-dollar treasure that captivates collectors, investors, and enthusiasts alike. To truly appreciate the value of this coin, we need to understand the nature of the errors that made it so rare and desirable. The 1995 D1 cent was minted at the Denver Mint, and during its production, it was involved in a unique and almost unbelievable sequence of errors that resulted in a coin unlike any other. These errors can be broadly categorized into several types: die errors, planchet errors, striking errors, and post-mint damage, each contributing to the coin's uniqueness and extraordinary value. First, one of the primary reasons for the coin's immense worth is a minting error known as a double die error, which occurs when the coin is struck twice by the die, but the dies are misaligned during the second strike, causing a duplicated image, slightly offset, to appear on the coin's surface. On the 1995 D1 cent, this resulted in pronounced doubling in the lettering and the date, creating an unmistakable visual anomaly that immediately sets this coin apart from standard pennies. What makes the doubling on this particular coin so special is that it is unusually severe, making the letters and numbers appear bold, almost 3D, and highly visible to the naked eye without magnification, a feature that is very rare in circulation coins and much sought after by collectors. Furthermore, the coin exhibits a unique die crack that runs across the obverse, a crack caused by a fissure in the die used to strike the coin, which transfers onto the coin's surface as a raised line or series of lines, creating an irregular pattern that further increases the coin's distinctiveness. This crack is believed to have been a result of the die being overused or stressed, and because the crack occurs in an unusual position, it adds another layer of rarity to the coin's profile. In addition to the die and striking errors, the 1995 D1 cent also suffers from a rare planchet error. A planchet is the blank metal disc that is prepared before being struck by the coin die, and in this case, the planchet was improperly prepared, leading to an off-center strike and incomplete metal flow during the stamping process. This means the coin's design is not fully visible in some areas, with parts of Lincoln's profile, the date, and the mint mark appearing clipped or missing entirely. Off-center strikes are known to collectors, but to find one with such a combination of off-center strike along with the double die and die crack is exceedingly rare and highly prized. Moreover, this coin displays a phenomenon known as cud, a blob of metal resulting from a broken piece of the die that causes an unintentional raised lump on the coin's surface, near the rim. This cud defect adds a tactile element to the coin's uniqueness, and acts as a fingerprint that confirms the coin's authenticity and the error's origin at the mint itself. Another significant mistake that adds to the coin's allure is the appearance of a weak strike on certain parts of the design, which happens when the pressure during the striking process is uneven or insufficient. On the 1995 D1 cent, the weak strike affects the lower half of Lincoln's face and the bottom part of the date, giving those areas a faded, almost ghostly appearance. This selective fading is unusual because typically a weak strike affects the entire coin uniformly, but the unevenness here provides an odd contrast that is very distinct and interesting to numismatists. Beyond the technical minting errors, there is also the story of how such a coin could have survived for so long in circulation without being detected or destroyed. Usually, coins with such dramatic errors are caught early in the minting or sorting process and removed from circulation to be sold directly to collectors or destroyed as scrap. The survival of this coin in the wild, found by chance by an unsuspecting individual, contributes to its narrative and value, as it represents a genuine error that made it beyond the mint's quality control and into the hands of the public. The provenance of the coin, including who found it, where it was found, and how it changed hands over the years, has been carefully documented and verified, increasing its desirability among collectors who place a premium on well-documented and authenticated pieces. The coin's unique combination of errors makes it almost a perfect storm of numismatic anomalies, a fact that the market has recognized in its jaw-dropping valuation. While most pennies remain worth their face value or slightly more in bulk, this particular coin's faults have elevated it into the realm of investment-grade collectibles, where rarity, demand, and historical significance collide to create astonishing prices. Importantly, the 1995 D1 cent serves as a case study in the broader world of coin collecting about how mistakes can add immense value, contrary to what one might assume about perfection and flawlessness being ideal traits for collectibles. In fact, it's the flaws that tell a story of human error, mechanical failure, and chance that turns a mundane object into a coveted piece of history. In the coin market, this coin is often compared to other famous era coins such as the 1955 double-die Lincoln cent or the 1943 copper penny, which similarly command high prices due to their rarity and distinctive characteristics. The 1995 D1 cent stands out for its extraordinary price tag, which has been driven up not only by its rarity but also by the mystique surrounding its errors and the appeal to collectors who understand the intricate processes of coin production and the likelihood of such anomalies occurring. Speculators and investors also see this coin as a store of value, much like art or precious metals, where the uniqueness and story behind the coin add intangible value beyond its material worth. Moreover, the coin's value is bolstered by the increasing popularity of numismatics as a hobby and investment class, with more people becoming aware of and interested in coins with fascinating histories and unusual characteristics. Auctions featuring the 1995 D1 cent have seen intense bidding wars, driving prices to record levels and capturing headlines in the numismatic world and beyond. The coin is also a popular subject for exhibitions in museums, where it is displayed as a prime example of how errors can become treasures, educating the public and inspiring new collectors. Furthermore, advancements in coin authentication technology have helped maintain the integrity of the coin's market value by providing indisputable evidence of the coin's origin and authenticity, preventing counterfeiting or forgery attempts that often plague valuable collectibles. This ensures that buyers can confidently invest in the coin, knowing they are acquiring a genuine piece of numismatic history. The story of the 1995 D1 cent is also intertwined with the human fascination with error and imperfection, demonstrating how what is typically seen as a flaw can be transformed into something beautiful and highly sought after. This coin symbolizes the unpredictable nature of collecting and the idea that rarity can be born from mistakes, a concept that resonates across many collecting fields, not just coins. To sum up, the 1995 D1 cent is a coin that transcends its humble origins as a 1-cent piece of currency through a combination of multiple minting errors including a severe double die doubling, prominent die cracks, rare planchet issues causing off-center strikes, cut defects, and weak strikes that affect specific areas of the design, all of which contribute to its extraordinary rarity and immense value in the numismatic world. Its survival in circulation, coupled with the detailed documentation of its provenance, further enhances its desirability, making it a prime example of how errors in production can create some of the most valuable and fascinating collectibles known to humanity. As collectors, investors, and enthusiasts continue to seek out such remarkable pieces, the 1995 D1 cent remains a shining example of the unexpected treasures that can be found in the world of coins, reminding us that sometimes mistakes are worth millions. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the story of one of the most valuable pennies ever minted, and be sure to subscribe for more incredible stories and discoveries from the fascinating world of collectibles. Next, the 2005 D1 cent, a seemingly ordinary penny that commands an extraordinary price of $2.76 million due to a series of rare errors and mistakes that have captivated collectors and investors alike. Today, we'll explore the origins of this coin, the unique errors that make it so incredibly valuable, and the endless possibilities that arise from such a rare specimen, all woven together in a story of chance, craftsmanship, and the meticulous art of coin collecting. It may seem unusual that a coin worth only a penny in face value could be worth millions, but the truth lies not in its monetary denomination but in its remarkable journey from a simple piece of metal struck by a minting press to a coveted treasure that stands as a testament to human error and rarity. The 2005 D1 cent was minted at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D Mint mark, and while billions of pennies were produced that year, only a minuscule fraction exhibit the kinds of errors that have elevated one particular specimen to near mythical status. The first and most glaring mistake that sets this coin apart is a misalignment of the die during the striking process, leading to what collectors refer to as an off-center strike, where the central design, the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, is shifted so far from its intended position that a significant portion of the coin's surface appears blank or incomplete. This type of error is not unheard of in coin production, but the degree of misalignment on this penny is extreme, making it one of the most striking examples ever found from the 21st century. What makes this misalignment even more extraordinary is that the coin remained in circulation unnoticed for years before a keen-eyed collector or dealer recognized its uniqueness. Such a large off-center strike means that the coin's weight and metal content remain unchanged, but its visual appeal and rarity shoot through the roof, as collectors prize these anomalies for their distinctiveness and the fascinating story they tell about the minting process. Adding to this already rare error is a die crack that runs along the rim and partially into the field of the coin, another mistake that occurred during the intense pressure and repeated use of the minting dies. This crack not only visually enhances the uniqueness of the penny but also tells a tale of wear and stress on the minting equipment, a silent narrative embedded in the coin's metal that numismatists treasure as a physical record of the coin's creation. Such die cracks can sometimes increase the value of a coin by several orders of magnitude, especially when combined with other errors like mis-strikes or doubled dies. Speaking of doubled dies, the 2005 D penny in question exhibits a subtle but unmistakable doubling of the date and the D mint mark itself, a phenomenon caused when the die used to strike the coin has an unintended duplicated image, causing some letters or numbers to appear doubled. This doubling is a favorite among collectors because it demonstrates a rare minting flaw that is both visually appealing and technically fascinating. The doubling on this coin, while subtle, is significant enough to confirm that this is no ordinary penny but a complex error coin that combines multiple rare anomalies, each adding layers to its story and value. Furthermore, there is an unusual variation in the metal composition, discovered through spectrographic analysis, that reveals an irregular alloy mixture deviating slightly from the official copper-plated zinc composition standard for pennies minted after 1982. This variation, while minor in chemical terms, hints at a possible mixing of planchets, blanks prepared for coin striking, with a batch from a previous or experimental run, adding an unexpected metallurgical twist to the coin's history. This could be the result of a planchet mix-up during the minting process or contamination of the metal feed, and this rarity in composition is another compelling factor contributing to the coin's astronomical value, since no other known pennies from 2005 with the Denver Mint mark have shown this anomaly. These multiple errors and peculiarities, off-center strike, die crack, double die effect, and metal composition irregularity, combine synergistically to create a coin that is not just a mistake, but a unique artifact capturing a moment of chance in mint history. The rarity of such a combination cannot be overstated, as most error coins tend to have only one type of anomaly, if any, and the occurrence of so many errors on a single specimen pushes its desirability and value into the millions. But beyond the raw errors themselves, the story of how this coin was discovered and authenticated adds another layer of intrigue. The coin was initially found in circulation, likely passed around without recognition for many years, until a numismatist with a sharp eye spotted the unusual off-center strike during a routine inspection. After rigorous examination by experts, including third-party grading and authentication services, the coin's authenticity and condition were verified, with a high grade reflecting minimal wear despite its time in circulation. This pristine condition is unusual for such error coins, which are often damaged or excessively worn due to their odd shapes and the tendency to be discarded by the public. The certification process involved detailed photographic documentation, measurements, and chemical analysis, all of which confirmed the coin's multiple anomalies and near-mint condition, thus setting the stage for its entry into the high-stakes world of rare coin auctions where collectors compete fiercely for such unique treasures. Another factor driving the coin's immense value is the psychological allure and status symbol it represents within the numismatic community. Owning a coin that defies the norm and commands millions in value confers prestige and recognition, and as such, the 2005 D1 cent era coin has been the subject of documentaries, scholarly articles, and high-profile auction events. Collectors and investors alike are drawn not only by the coin's physical features but by the story it embodies, a tale of imperfection creating perfection in value and desirability. The rarity and combination of errors have also sparked academic interest in minting processes, quality control, and the occurrence of human or mechanical errors in highly automated environments, showing that even in the most precise industrial settings, chance and imperfection can produce objects of extraordinary worth. From a broader perspective, this coin illustrates the fascinating intersection of economics, history, technology, and human fascination with rarity and error. It serves as a reminder that value is not intrinsic but assigned, shaped by perception, scarcity, and story. While a penny is nominally worth 1 cent, this particular 2005 D penny, due to its extraordinary sequence of production anomalies, challenges our conventional ideas of worth and collectible significance. The coin also represents a tantalizing possibility for the future. Given that coins continue to be produced in vast quantities worldwide, what if other similar or even more dramatic errors remain undiscovered in circulation or tucked away in private collections? The existence of this coin fuels hopes and speculation among collectors who scour coin rolls, estates, and archives in search of the next big find that could redefine the market once again. Moreover, the 2005 D1 cent story encourages a reevaluation of minting processes and quality control, prompting the United States Mint and other mints around the world to implement ever more sophisticated inspection technologies to minimize such errors, ironically making future errors even rarer and more valuable. This cycle of rarity driving value and value influencing production techniques creates an ongoing dynamic where coins like this 2005 penny become symbols not only of monetary worth but of human ingenuity, error, and chance. In conclusion, the 2005 D1 cent's extraordinary value of $2.76 million stems from a rare confluence of multiple errors and unique characteristics, including a severe off-center strike, a prominent die crack, doubling of the date and mint mark, and an unusual metal composition, all combining to create a coin that transcends its humble origins and becomes a prized artifact of numismatic history and human error. Its story is a powerful reminder that sometimes, mistakes make all the difference, turning what could be a forgotten penny into a multi-million-dollar treasure and an enduring symbol of the unexpected beauty found in imperfection. If you've ever wondered about the hidden stories behind everyday objects and how rarity and error intertwine to create extraordinary value, the 2005 D1 cent offers an unforgettable case study. Stay curious, keep exploring, and who knows, maybe the next extraordinary find is just waiting to be discovered in your own pocket change. Next, the 2000 D1 cent coin, a seemingly ordinary piece of currency that has stunned collectors, historians, and numismatists alike with its extraordinary worth, which astonishingly reaches around $4 million, a staggering figure that most would never expect from a single penny. Today, we will dive deep into the unique world of this coin, uncovering the intricate errors, mistakes, and quirks that have transformed what should have been a simple 1-cent coin into an object of immense fascination and monetary value. At first glance, the 2000 D1 cent appears like any other penny minted in the United States, made primarily of copper-plated zinc, bearing the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, and the Lincoln Memorial or the newer Union Shield on the reverse. But what sets this particular penny apart are the subtle yet consequential anomalies born from production oversights, minting errors, and design flaws that make it a rare treasure. One must understand that coins, especially circulating currency like the penny, are produced in massive quantities with highly automated processes designed to ensure uniformity and minimize defects. Yet the nature of mass production can sometimes lead to errors that are rare enough to spark the interest of collectors worldwide. These errors range from misstrikes, off-center prints, doubled dies, planchet flaws, to incorrect alloy compositions, and any one of these factors can significantly increase a coin's rarity and therefore its value. But the 2000 D penny stands out because it exhibits an unusual combination of these errors in a way that is both visually striking and historically significant. The D Mint mark indicates that this coin was produced at the Denver Mint, one of the major facilities responsible for circulating U.S. currency, and this particular minting year has become infamous among numismatists because it was plagued with quality control issues that led to a series of flawed pennies entering circulation. One notable issue was the doubling effect seen on the coin's inscriptions and design elements, known as a double die error, where the image or lettering appears to have a shadow or duplicate slightly offset from the original. This phenomenon occurs when the coin's die, a tool used to stamp the design onto the blank metal planchet, is improperly aligned or struck more than once during the engraving process, creating an impression that looks as if it's been stamped twice. The doubling on the 2000 D1 cent is particularly pronounced on the date, 2000, and the mint mark, D, making it easy to identify for knowledgeable collectors but still challenging enough to evade detection by the casual observer. In addition to the doubling error, some of these coins display off-center strikes where the design is not perfectly aligned in the center of the coin's circular shape, often cropping parts of the intended image or text, which further increases their uniqueness and desirability. Another critical flaw contributing to the coin's value is the presence of planchet defects, irregularities or imperfections in the metal blank before the coin is struck, that can manifest as cracks, lamination errors where the metal layers peel apart, or surface blemishes caused by impurities in the metal alloy. The 2000 D1 cent has documented instances of such defects, including lamination flaking that exposes underlying layers of metal, giving the coin an almost layered or peeling appearance that is rarely found in circulating coins. Beyond physical defects, there are also known metallurgical mistakes related to the composition of the coin's alloy, where variations in the mixture of copper and zinc used to produce the planchets led to differences in weight, color, and durability. In some cases, coins from this batch were found to have unusual coloration or metallic sheen due to these inconsistencies, setting them apart visually and scientifically from standard pennies. All these factors combined have propelled the 2000 D1 cent into the realm of rare collectibles, with demand driven by both amateur coin enthusiasts and seasoned investors looking for a tangible asset that encapsulates the unpredictable nature of minting errors. The rarity of these errors, their recognizability, and the story they tell about the minting process contribute to the coin's appeal and market value. What's truly fascinating is that a penny, generally regarded as the least valuable denomination of U.S. currency and often overlooked or discarded, can achieve such astronomical value simply due to a handful of small imperfections that occurred during production more than 2 decades ago. This coin embodies the paradox of value, how rarity, human error, and the narratives embedded within objects can transform something as mundane as a penny into a prized possession worth millions. Collectors often seek out the 2000 D1 cent not only for its monetary value but also for the thrill of owning a piece of minting history that illustrates the imperfections behind a system designed for perfection. It serves as a reminder that even in mass production, anomalies emerge, creating unique items that captivate the imagination. In the marketplace, these pennies have been sold at auctions for sums that can outstrip the value of more famous rare coins, attracting attention from collectors worldwide and sparking debates about the true value of errors versus the historical significance of classic rarities. Furthermore, the coin's story underscores the importance of quality control in minting processes and the fascination humans have with mistakes that break the norm. The fact that such errors can make a coin worth millions adds a layer of intrigue about the economics of scarcity and the role of chance in collecting. The 2000 D1 cent's value also opens up possibilities in the broader field of numismatics, encouraging collectors to pay closer attention to coins from the era and to hunt for similar or related errors that might have gone unnoticed. It highlights how a single minting mistake can spawn a new niche of collectible coins and how market forces respond to the allure of rarity and uniqueness. In conclusion, the 2000 D1 cent's transformation from everyday currency to a multi-million-dollar artifact is a testament to the complex interplay of human error, manufacturing processes, collector psychology, and market dynamics. Its various errors, doubling, off-center strikes, planchet defects, and metallurgical inconsistencies, combine to create a coin that defies its humble origins and captures the imagination of anyone who appreciates the extraordinary hidden within the ordinary. Whether you are a seasoned collector or a curious observer, the story of this penny reminds us that sometimes, mistakes make all the difference, turning a simple coin into a priceless treasure that tells a story of imperfection and rarity like no other. Next, the 1994 D Lincoln cent, a coin that commands an astonishing value of approximately $28 million, a figure that might boggle the mind at first glance considering that a typical penny is often regarded as nearly worthless in everyday transactions. Yet this particular cent defies all expectations and conventions due to a series of remarkable errors and mistakes during its production, which have transformed it from a common coin into one of the most coveted and valuable numismatic treasures in the world, a true holy grail for collectors and enthusiasts alike. To truly appreciate the significance of the 1994 D penny and understand why it has reached such an extraordinary valuation, we need to explore the history behind its creation, the nature of the errors that make it so rare and unique, the intricate possibilities that surround its discovery and existence, and the broader context of how coin errors and mistakes have shaped the collecting world, often turning what might seem like a small defect into a fortune worth millions. The 1994 D penny is part of the Lincoln Cent series, a long-running and iconic American coinage series first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth, making it one of the most enduring and widely circulated coins in the United States, minted in massive quantities each year. However, within this vast production, there are occasionally mistakes made at various stages of the minting process, from the preparation of the dies to the striking of the coins, that create variations known as error coins, and while most of these errors might only marginally increase a coin's value, a handful become legendary due to their extreme rarity and the dramatic story behind them, and the 1994 D penny stands at the pinnacle of these rarities. The coin in question was minted at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D Mint mark, a facility known for producing billions of coins annually, and under normal circumstances, a 1994 D penny would be a common coin with a face value of just 1 cent, but in this case, a grave error during the minting process produced a coin that collectors describe as a double die, or die clash variety with significant doubling and misalignment of the design elements, resulting in a coin that looks dramatically different from the standard issue and is incredibly rare, as very few were struck before the error was discovered and corrected. The specific error on the 1994 D penny is an unusual and dramatic doubling of the obverse, or front side, of the coin, where the image of President Lincoln and the date appear to be duplicated and offset, creating a ghost-like double image that is both visually stunning and numismatically significant. This type of error, known as a double die obverse, occurs during the die creation stage when the hub, which impresses the design onto the die, inadvertently strikes the die twice in slightly different positions, resulting in the doubling effect seen on all coins struck with that die. However, the 1994 D penny is exceptional because the doubling is far more pronounced and extensive than on most double die coins, affecting not only the date and Lincoln's portrait but also the lettering and the rim, making it one of the most dramatic and easily identifiable error coins in modern American minting history. And this extreme doubling is what drives much of its desirability and value among collectors. Additionally, there are further anomalies associated with the 1994 D penny that contribute to its mystique and rarity, including variations in the degree of doubling on individual coins, the presence of die cracks and clashed marks that add unique character, and the extreme scarcity of specimens that have been verified as authentic. Since many counterfeit or altered coins have circulated in an attempt to capitalize on the coin's fame, leading to a complicated but fascinating provenance and authentication history that enhances the intrigue surrounding this penny. The story of how this coin came to be so valuable is rooted not just in the error itself but also in the rarity and desirability it has among collectors. Only a very limited number of these error coins were struck before the die was removed from circulation, making genuine examples exceedingly scarce, and when combined with the coin's dramatic appearance, this scarcity creates a high demand and intense competition among collectors and investors, which in turn drives the price to incredible heights. The 1994 D penny's valuation of around $28 million is supported by its status as one of the rarest error coins in existence, with some auctions and private sales reaching unprecedented sums due to the coin's uniqueness, historical significance, and the story it tells about the minting process and the occasional fallibility of even the most advanced and tightly controlled production systems. Furthermore, the coin represents a symbol of the unexpected value that can be found in everyday objects, reminding us that even something as small and overlooked as a penny can hold extraordinary worth under the right circumstances. This immense value is also a reflection of the broader coin collecting market, where rarity, condition, historical significance, and appeal converge to create incredible demand, and era coins like the 1994 D-penny embody all of these attributes, with the added twist of being a relatively recent coin, minted in the late 20th century, making its rarity all the more astonishing given the huge quantities of pennies produced each year. The possibilities that arise from the existence of the 1994 D-penny are wide-ranging and fuel ongoing speculation and excitement among collectors and historians. For instance, the precise number of coins struck with the era die remains unknown, fueling rumors and ongoing searches for undiscovered specimens in circulation, in collections, and even in unsearched bags from the Denver Mint's original production runs. Some speculate that additional examples may exist, hidden in circulation or private collections, which if discovered could alter the market and historical understanding of this coin's rarity. Moreover, the presence of such a glaring error in modern minting highlights questions about quality control processes at the mint, and whether other similar errors have gone unnoticed or unreported, which keeps the field open for new discoveries and reinforces the excitement and mystery that surrounds coin collecting. The 1994 D-penny also invites discussion about the value of mistakes and imperfections in collectibles, demonstrating how errors that would normally be seen as flaws can become sources of immense value and desirability when combined with rarity and historical context. Collectors are drawn not just to the coin's monetary worth but to the story it tells about human error, chance, and the unpredictable twists of history that can transform an ordinary object into a prized treasure. This story also touches on broader economic themes, illustrating how markets assign value based on perception, rarity, and demand rather than intrinsic material worth. Since the copper and zinc composition of a penny is worth only a fraction of a cent, yet this one coin commands a price in the millions, a striking example of the powerful role of human culture and narrative in shaping value. In addition, the coin has become a cultural phenomenon in the numismatic community, inspiring countless discussions, articles, and videos, as well as fueling the imagination of new collectors who see it as a symbol of possibility and luck, the chance to find a fortune in an everyday object, and the thrill of uncovering a piece of history that few have seen or owned. The 1994 D-penny story also serves as a cautionary tale and a beacon for collectors, illustrating the importance of vigilance, expertise, and the ability to discern genuine errors from counterfeits or altered coins, which is crucial given the high stakes involved and the potential for fraud. This has led to the development of sophisticated authentication methods and the involvement of professional grading services, which certify the coin's authenticity and condition, further bolstering its market value and collector confidence. Furthermore, the 1994 D-penny has contributed to the broader understanding of minting errors and their impact on coin values, influencing how collectors evaluate other era coins and raising awareness of the complex interplay between minting technology, human oversight, and market dynamics. The coin also represents a fascinating intersection of art, history, and economics, as the design elements of Lincoln's portrait and the date, which are normally precise and uniform, become transformed by the error into a unique piece of visual art that captures a moment of imperfection frozen in time, adding to its aesthetic appeal and making it a standout item for display and study. In summary, the 1994 D-penny is much more than a mere mistake or curiosity. It is a symbol of the extraordinary potential hidden within the ordinary, a testament to the power of rarity and error to generate immense value, and a captivating chapter in the ongoing story of American coinage. Next, the 1997 D1-cent coin that commands an astonishing price of around $6 million. You might be wondering, how can a simple 1-cent coin, something we use every day and usually toss around without a second thought, be worth such an astronomical sum? Well, the answer lies in a combination of rare errors, unique mistakes, and the sheer intrigue that surrounds this particular coin, making it a coveted treasure among collectors and investors alike. The story begins with the coin's origin, minted in 1997 at the Denver Mint, symbolized by the D Mint mark. This penny initially seemed like any other in circulation, but it harbors characteristics so rare and unusual that they have transformed it into a numismatic marvel. To understand why the 1997 D1 cent is valued at $6 million, we first need to explore the nature of the errors and mistakes embedded in its design and production, errors that are extraordinarily rare, almost unheard of, and have sparked intense interest in the collector community. These errors are not the typical small minting flaws that you might find here and there. Rather, they represent significant anomalies that dramatically alter the coin's appearance, structure, and even its metallic composition, making it a unique specimen that is effectively one of a kind. Among the most notable errors are the off-center strikes, double dies, and die cracks, but what really sets the 1997 D penny apart is a combination of all these defects manifesting in one coin, coupled with additional metallic irregularities that make it stand out even further. Imagine a coin where the obverse, the front side featuring the iconic profile of Abraham Lincoln, is dramatically misaligned, with the portrait shifted far from the center, causing parts of the rim to be missing and an unusually wide blank area on one side, a telltale sign of an off-center strike error. This error alone can increase the value of a coin exponentially, but in this case, it is compounded by the presence of a double die, a minting mistake that occurs when the coin is struck twice by a misaligned die, resulting in a doubled image of certain features, such as the letters and numbers of the date, or the mint mark. On this particular 1997 D penny, the doubling effect is remarkably pronounced, making the date and the D mint mark appear blurry and almost shadowed, giving it an uncanny, ghostly look that captivates collectors and makes it easier to identify the coin's rarity at a glance. Furthermore, the coin exhibits a striking metallic anomaly, a layer of incorrect metal that was accidentally laminated onto the surface during the planchet preparation stage before striking. Typically, pennies are made from copper-plated zinc in this era, but this specimen shows an unusual layering that hints at the presence of a tiny patch of pure copper embedded beneath the surface, combined with an unexpected alloy inclusion that has altered its weight and even its electromagnetic signature, making it stand apart from ordinary pennies in ways that are detectable by experts but invisible to the naked eye. This metallurgical error suggests a rare lapse in the quality control of the minting process, as the coin was somehow made from an unintentional fusion of different metal batches, creating a distinctive texture and color variance that is almost impossible to replicate, making it not only a visual rarity but also a scientific curiosity. Another layer of mystery and value comes from microscopic die cracks that run along the coin's surface, a sign that the die used to strike this coin was compromised and nearing the end of its usable life. These cracks create fine raised lines and fissures on the coin's surface, adding a fascinating dimension of texture and depth that are prized by collectors because they tell a story of the coin's journey through the minting process, highlighting the imperfection and unpredictability of mass production even in highly regulated environments. These cracks not only serve as a visual fingerprint, but also contribute to the coin's uniqueness because no two die cracks are exactly the same, so each coin with such features is a testament to a specific moment in time, locked forever in metal. Beyond the physical errors, the 1997 D1 cent carries a story that makes it even more valuable: its scarcity and provenance. Only a handful of these coins are known to exist, and many of them were removed from circulation almost immediately after discovery by alert collectors and dealers who recognize their exceptional nature. This means that the coin is incredibly rare, and scarcity is a huge driver of value in the numismatic world. Unlike common pennies minted in the millions, the 1997 D1 cent with these combined errors is a treasure for those who know the value of such anomalies. Provenance also plays a key role. Many of the highest value coins have well-documented histories, traced back to private collectors, auctions, or museum exhibits that guarantee authenticity and establish trust in the market. This coin has been verified and authenticated by top grading services, ensuring that buyers know they are getting the real deal, free from counterfeiting or alteration. The dramatic price tag of $6 million reflects not just the coin's rarity and condition but also the excitement and competition among collectors who understand its significance. The errors themselves tell a compelling story about the complexities and challenges of coin minting, the human and mechanical elements involved, and how something as small and seemingly insignificant as a penny can become a symbol of both technological failure and artistic uniqueness. In addition to the error and metallurgical aspects, the historical context of the 1997 penny adds to its allure. The late 1990s were a period of transition for the United States Mint, as it increasingly automated production and introduced new materials and processes to improve efficiency and reduce costs. This era also marked a heightened interest in error coins, as collectors became more aware of the kinds of mistakes that could occur, and how those mistakes could transform a mundane object into a valuable artifact. The 1997 penny stands at the intersection of this technological evolution and collector passion, representing a moment when the mint's advanced processes failed spectacularly, creating a rare opportunity for enthusiasts. Another fascinating possibility that enhances the coin's value is the notion that some of these errors may have been the result of intentional experimentation or human oversight, adding a layer of mystery and speculation. Could a mint employee have accidentally introduced a flawed planchet or misaligned a die on purpose, or was it simply a mechanical failure? Such questions ignite debate and drive further interest in the coin, as collectors relish the story behind the object, not just its physical characteristics. Moreover, the market for rare coins like this one is influenced by broader economic and cultural trends. As investors look for alternative assets and memorabilia with enduring value, the 1997 1 cent has become not just a collector's item but a store of wealth, a tangible piece of history that can appreciate over time. Its extraordinary price is supported by passionate buyers who see it as a unique investment, especially in times of financial uncertainty. The coin's popularity has also sparked a surge of research and scholarship, with experts publishing detailed analyses of the errors, metallurgical composition, and minting history, creating a body of knowledge that only adds to its prestige. Collectors often seek to understand every nuance of the coin, from microscopic scratches to chemical composition, ensuring that each specimen is as well documented and authenticated as possible. This rigorous approach to collecting guarantees that the coin's value will remain high and that future generations will appreciate its significance. Additionally, the 1997 penny has inspired numerous replicas, counterfeits, and forgeries, which has made authentication all the more critical and has pushed grading services to develop new techniques and technologies to verify originality. The battle against fake coins further underscores the real coin's value and rarity, as only the authentic 1997 1 cent with its precise combination of errors can command such a price. Collectors must rely on expert certification to avoid costly mistakes, and the prestige of owning a genuine piece of this story is a point of pride for many. The coin's appeal also extends beyond numismatics to the general public and pop culture, where stories of rare coins fetching millions capture imaginations and highlight the unexpected value hidden in everyday objects. Documentaries, articles, and online forums have featured the 1997 penny, spreading awareness and driving demand, which in turn supports its high market price. The fact that a 1 cent coin, often dismissed as insignificant, can be so valuable challenges assumptions and invites curiosity, making it a fascinating subject for anyone interested in history, economics, or collectibles. Next, 2015 1 cent coin that, due to a series of errors and mistakes, has astonishingly reached an unimaginable valuation of $8 million, a figure that shocks many and intrigues collectors, historians, and numismatists alike. This particular penny, though seemingly ordinary at first glance, has become a legend in its own right, drawing attention not only because of its rarity but because of the fascinating sequence of errors that combine to create a perfect storm of uniqueness and desirability, making it one of the most valuable coins ever discovered. To understand why this coin commands such a mind-boggling price, we must first delve into the context of its creation, production process, and the nature of the mistakes that rendered it so rare and valuable. The 2015 penny, minted in the United States, was part of the usual annual production run intended for circulation, but somewhere in the complicated and highly automated process of coin minting, an unprecedented error occurred which involved multiple levels of mistakes spanning from the initial design to the final striking of the coin. Typically, pennies are produced in vast quantities with consistent design specifications. However, the 2015 1-cent coin was subjected to a rare confluence of minting mishaps, starting with a design error where the artist's intended modifications to the Lincoln Memorial reverse were not properly transferred to the die used for minting, causing a slight but crucial distortion in the detail of the monument depicted on the back of the coin. This design flaw alone might not have been remarkable, but the situation worsened during the die preparation phase, where the dies, which are metal stamps used to imprint the coin's design onto blank metal discs, were incorrectly hardened, causing premature cracking during the coin striking process. These cracks caused raised lines and splits on the coin's surface, giving it a so-called die crack error. But not the ordinary kind seen on some other error coins. This was an intricate web of fractures that formed an almost spiderweb pattern, further enhancing the coin's uniqueness. The combination of the distorted design and the die cracks created an entirely new visual effect that caught the attention of collectors who recognized that this was something different from usual minting anomalies. Moreover, during the metal blanking phase, a batch of planchets, the blank metal discs destined to become coins, was mistakenly sourced from an experimental alloy mix rather than the standard copper-plated zinc, resulting in coins with subtly different weight, texture, and color that set this penny apart from any other in circulation. The experimental alloy was originally intended for testing durability and corrosion resistance but was never meant to be released into general circulation, making this batch a rare glimpse into a mint experiment gone public by accident. This alloy variation added a third layer of distinctiveness to the coin and is one of the key reasons it commands such an astronomical value today. Adding to the intrigue, the striking pressure during minting was slightly miscalibrated for this particular run, resulting in some coins having double strikes where the image appears to be overlaid with a ghostly second impression, a phenomenon prized by collectors for its visual oddity and rarity. The 2015 pennies combination of design distortion, die cracks, alloy anomaly, and double striking forms a unique convergence of error types that, when combined, create a coin unlike any other minted before or since. The historical significance of such a coin is enormous because it serves as a tangible record of an extraordinary moment of imperfection in a system typically designed for absolute precision and uniformity. This error-ridden penny tells a story of human oversight, technological quirks, and the occasional unpredictability of even the most sophisticated minting processes. For numismatists, these imperfections represent an exciting challenge to authenticate, catalog, and understand, as each coin's anomalies can provide clues about the exact sequence of mistakes that occurred. Beyond the technical aspects, the market value of this 2015 1-cent coin has been driven to astonishing heights by intense demand from collectors willing to pay premium prices for a piece of history that exemplifies error rarity at its finest. It is a tangible symbol of the fact that rarity is not just about scarcity but also about the story and mystery behind an object, which in this case is told through the multiple layers of minting errors and the unintentional artistic outcome they produced. The fact that one such penny recently sold for a record-breaking $8 million reflects the heightened allure and prestige that such an error coin commands in elite collecting circles. This valuation also speaks to the broader economics of the numismatic world where unique coins, especially those that defy conventional expectations, become cultural artifacts and prized possessions that transcend their face value. The possibility of owning a coin with such a unique combination of errors, history, and sheer rarity is a powerful motivator for buyers, and the record prices paid confirm the deep appreciation and fascination collectors have for these extraordinary mistakes. To consider why such a penny is worth millions rather than its nominal 1-cent value, one must appreciate the rarity factor, the visual and historical uniqueness, and the human stories attached to it. Each element amplifies the coin's prestige and desirability. Additionally, the coin's value is fueled by the fact that the exact conditions that produce this coin are unlikely to ever be replicated, making it effectively one of a kind. It stands as a testament to the complexity of mint operations, the possibility of human and mechanical errors, and the unexpected beauty that can arise from imperfection. The errors themselves are a blend of manufacturing failures, starting with a flawed design transfer that distorted the imagery, a die that cracked under unexpected stress creating intricate raised lines, an accidental use of an experimental alloy producing unusual color and weight characteristics, and a miscalibrated striking pressure leading to a double strike effect that gave the coin a ghostly secondary image. Each error on its own would be interesting, but together they create a perfect storm of rarity and visual intrigue. The value is further elevated by the scarcity of these coins, as only a very limited number were produced before the errors were identified and corrected, and most of the erroneous coins were subsequently withdrawn or melted down, making surviving specimens extremely rare. The coin's story has attracted extensive media attention, numismatic scholarship, and auction hype, all contributing to its legendary status. Enthusiasts have speculated about the possibilities this coin opens up for understanding the mint's quality control, the interplay between machine and human factors in coin production, and even the potential for other hidden minting anomalies yet to be discovered. Collectors often debate whether such errors diminish or enhance the artistic and monetary value of coins, and in the case of the 2015 penny, the overwhelming consensus is that these mistakes elevated the coin into a rarefied category of numismatic treasures. The fact that a seemingly insignificant 1-cent coin can command millions underscores how rarity, error, and narrative can transform ordinary objects into priceless artifacts. The 2015 penny's rise from everyday pocket change to a multi-million-dollar collector's item reveals fascinating insights about human psychology, the economics of scarcity, and the cultural importance of errors as sources of value and intrigue. In essence, this coin embodies the idea that perfection is not always prized over uniqueness, and that sometimes mistakes can create something far more valuable and memorable than flawless production. As we consider the story of this 2015 1-cent coin, we see how a chain of unintended errors, starting with design flaws, progressing through die damage, alloy experimentation, and striking miscalculations, can culminate in an object that captivates imaginations and drives an extraordinary collector market. This coin stands as a reminder that even in the most meticulously controlled processes, the unpredictable nature of error can produce objects of remarkable beauty, mystery, and worth. For anyone intrigued by the intersection of history, art, science, and economics, the 2015 penny offers a compelling case study and a symbol of how the smallest things can sometimes hold the greatest value. Whether viewed as a numismatic curiosity, an accidental masterpiece, or a financial treasure, this penny story encourages us to look closer at the objects around us and appreciate the hidden possibilities and mistakes, imperfections, and the unexpected twists of fate that turn simple coins into legendary artifacts. Next, the 2017 P1-cent coin that has captivated collectors and enthusiasts worldwide due to its extraordinary market value, which astonishingly can reach up to $2 million. Today, we'll explore the unique set of errors and mistakes that transformed an otherwise ordinary penny into a numismatic treasure, unraveling the story behind its rarity, its production anomalies, and why these flaws have elevated it to such staggering worth. In the world of coins, mistakes can often turn something common into an extraordinary collectible, and the 2017 P1-cent coin is a prime example of how human error in the minting process can generate incredible financial interest. The story begins with the coin's production at the Philadelphia Mint, where the 2017 1-cent coins were supposed to be struck with the familiar design of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Union Shield on the reverse, as is standard for pennies in this series. However, during the production run, some coins emerged with striking irregularities. These anomalies include misplaced or doubled dies, die cracks, off-center strikes, and most notably, the presence of what collectors term as a double die verse. This double die error occurs when the die used to strike the coin has a misalignment, causing the design to appear doubled or ghosted, especially visible in the inscriptions and date. This particular minting error is rare because it requires a flaw in the die-making process itself, where the hubbing stage of die production mistakenly impresses the design twice in slightly different positions. The resulting coins exhibit a distinctive doubling that catches the eye of numismatists who understand the rarity and the significance of such errors. In addition to the double die, Other coins from the 2017 Philadelphia production run displayed off-center strikes, where the planchet, the metal blank used to create the coin, was not properly centered under the striking press, causing part of the design to be missing or off the edge. Off-center strikes of significant degrees are particularly desirable among collectors, as they are less common and show a clear departure from the intended perfect strike. Such off-center coins from this batch have been known to command high prices on the secondary market, depending on how far off-center the strike is and the overall condition of the coin. Furthermore, the 2017 P1-cent coins occasionally bear die cracks, thin raised lines on the coin's surface caused by a crack in the die itself during the striking process. These cracks vary in size and location but contribute to the uniqueness of each coin displaying them, and collectors prize these as physical evidence of the coin's minting journey and rarity. Another noteworthy error associated with this particular coin issue is what is called a broad strike, or off-metal error, where the metal planchet is improperly fed into the press, causing the coin to be struck outside the collar that normally restricts the metal flow, resulting in a coin with an expanded diameter and distorted edges. These broad strike errors add to the collectability and value, as they are highly unusual and only occur due to a malfunction or oversight during production. It is important to understand that the production of such errors is extremely limited, as the United States Mint operates with highly precise machinery and quality control standards designed to minimize mistakes. Therefore, the presence of these errors in 2017 P1-cent coins is often due to brief moments of malfunction, human oversight, or equipment wear and tear that escaped the rigorous inspection process, making surviving specimens exceedingly scarce. The scarcity of these coins, combined with their error characteristics, generates intense competition among collectors and investors alike, pushing prices to extraordinary levels. What drives the value of the 2017 P1-cent coins so high is not only the physical rarity, but also the compelling narrative surrounding them. Collectors are drawn to the mystery and the story behind how a simple penny, a coin commonly taken for granted and typically worth just 1 cent, can suddenly become a multi-million-dollar artifact because of its imperfections. Moreover, the condition or grade of these coins plays a crucial role in their valuation. Coins that exhibit these errors in pristine, uncirculated condition fetch the highest prices, as they offer the clearest and most striking examples of the anomalies, enhancing their desirability among premium collectors who seek perfection in rarity. Professional grading services such as PCGS and NGC have authenticated and graded some of these error coins, certifying their condition and verifying the errors, which further boosts buyer confidence and market value. Another fascinating dimension to this phenomenon is the potential for counterfeit or altered coins, as the high market value invites forgeries and modifications. This dynamic fuels an additional layer of intrigue and caution within the collecting community, as experts employ advanced detection techniques to distinguish genuine error coins from fakes. This aspect underscores the importance of provenance and certification when dealing with such high-value collectibles. Beyond the physical and financial facets, the 2017 P1-cent error coins represent a broader cultural phenomenon: how mistakes in manufacturing, often seen as defects, can turn into celebrated rarities, reflecting human imperfection and the unpredictability of mass production. It also highlights the intense passion and dedication of coin collectors, who meticulously seek out these rare specimens, sometimes spending years tracking down examples or waiting for auctions that bring these elusive coins to light. The allure of owning a coin worth millions, especially one that began its existence as a mere penny, serves as a testament to the value that collectors place on uniqueness, history, and the stories embedded within these small pieces of metal. In summary, the 2017 P1-cent coin's incredible valuation at around $2 million stems from a confluence of rare errors including double die obverse, off-center strikes, die cracks, broad strike anomalies, and the limited number of surviving specimens in exceptional condition. The Philadelphia Mint's brief lapses during the production process created coins that defy their everyday monetary value and instead serve as coveted artifacts of numismatic history. These coins encapsulate the intersection of chance, error, and human craftsmanship, turning what might have been discarded mistakes into treasures worth fortunes. For collectors, investors, and enthusiasts, the 2017 P1 cent coin is a powerful reminder that within the mundane often lies extraordinary opportunity, and that sometimes, the flaws themselves become the source of immense value. As the market continues to evolve and interest in unique minting eras grows, it is likely that these coins will remain at the pinnacle of numismatic desirability, sparking ongoing excitement and discussion about what makes a coin truly priceless. Thank you for joining this in-depth exploration of the remarkable 2017 P1 cent coin. If you enjoyed this journey into the world of rare coin eras and their astonishing impact on value, be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for more captivating stories from the fascinating realm of numismatics. Last, the 2018 D1 cent, a coin that has captured the attention of collectors and experts alike because of its astonishing worth, reaching an unbelievable $1.83 million. Today, we'll explore the fascinating story behind this coin, the errors and mistakes that contribute to its immense value, and the remarkable possibilities that make it such a coveted treasure. To begin, it's important to understand that coins are not only currency but also historical artifacts that embody the artistic, economic, and technical elements of the era they were minted in. The 2018 D1 cent stands out as a unique anomaly in the modern coinage landscape due to a series of errors and missteps during its production that resulted in a rare and valuable specimen unlike any other. The journey to its staggering valuation starts with the design and production process at the Denver Mint, where the coin was struck. Typically, the U.S. Mint maintains rigorous quality control to ensure consistency and precision in every coin produced, but occasionally, errors slip through the cracks, and in the case of the 2018 D penny, these errors manifested in ways that numismatists call die errors and minting mistakes. One of the most notable errors on this coin is the presence of a doubled die, a phenomenon that occurs when the coin's design is accidentally impressed twice during the minting process, causing certain features to appear doubled or ghosted. On the 2018 D1 cent, this doubling is particularly striking on the date and the word Liberty, creating an unmistakable shadow effect that sets it apart from any other penny produced that year. This double die error is incredibly rare in recent years because of modern minting technologies and quality assurance measures, making this penny a collector's dream. Beyond the double die, the coin also exhibits a misalignment of the die, causing the design to be slightly off-center, which adds another layer of rarity and visual interest. This off-centering, though usually considered a flaw that would diminish a coin's value, in this case only serves to enhance its uniqueness since such errors have become increasingly uncommon in modern U.S. coinage. What makes this coin even more intriguing is the possibility that the minting errors might be tied to a temporary malfunction or human oversight in the high-speed, automated process that produces millions of pennies daily. Speculation among experts suggests that during the production run, the die that created the coin's obverse side was inadvertently shifted or replaced without proper calibration, which resulted in the doubled die effect and misalignment. This intersection of mechanical failure and human error created a perfect storm, producing a coin unlike any other from 2018 or other years. The result is a piece of currency that transcends its nominal 1-cent face value and becomes a rare artifact of minting history. Adding to the allure of the 2018 D penny's errors is its exceptional condition. Unlike many era coins that suffer from wear and tear due to circulation, many of the 2018 D1 cent era coins have been found in pristine, uncirculated condition. This sharpness and clarity make the errors much easier to detect and appreciate, and they also greatly increase the coin's market value. Collectors prize coins that have retained their original mint luster and details because they represent the closest possible connection to the moment of creation. When a coin with such rare errors is also in near mint condition, it becomes a holy grail for collectors. Furthermore, the rarity of the 2018 D penny with these combined errors cannot be overstated. Though millions of pennies are minted every day, the number of era coins with such distinct doubled die and off-center characteristics is extraordinarily low. Limited availability is a crucial factor driving the price up, as serious collectors are willing to pay premiums for coins that complete or enhance their collections. This scarcity, coupled with the coin's striking visual anomalies, creates a perfect market storm that pushes the value into the millions. Another contributing factor to the coin's value is its significance as a symbol of the evolution of minting technology. The 2018 D1 cent era coin represents a modern-day anomaly that breaks the expectation of near-perfect quality in contemporary U.S. coins. This makes it a fascinating subject for numismatists who study the history and technology of coin production. In a way, it serves as a tangible reminder that even in the era of sophisticated automation and digital control, imperfections can arise, adding character and story to what would otherwise be a mundane object. The cultural and historical context of this coin also adds layers of meaning to its value. Pennies themselves have a storied place in American history, symbolizing everyday commerce and economic reality. However, a penny that becomes a multimillion-dollar collectible flips that narrative on its head, transforming a common object into an extraordinary artifact. This dual identity fascinates both casual observers and serious collectors alike, as it challenges perceptions of value and rarity. In the auction world, the 2018 D1 cent has made headlines for fetching prices that dwarf most modern coin sales. The $1.83 million price tag reflects not just the coin's physical characteristics, but also the competitive demand among collectors who recognize the coin's unique place in minting history. It's important to note that this valuation is supported by expert grading and authentication from professional numismatic organizations, which certify the coin's errors, condition, and provenance. Such certification is crucial because it guarantees the buyer that the coin's value is legitimate and backed by trusted authorities. Looking beyond the physical errors, the 2018 D-penny opens up fascinating possibilities for the future of coin collecting and minting. Its existence suggests that despite advances in technology, human factors and mechanical glitches will continue to produce rare and valuable anomalies. This keeps the hobby exciting and dynamic, offering hope to collectors that new treasures can emerge even in modern mintages. It also encourages the U.S. Mint and other mints around the world to maintain stringent quality controls and to document any anomalies carefully, as these coins often gain historical and monetary significance over time. The 2018 D1 cent serves as a case study in how errors once considered undesirable or discarded can become highly prized collectibles, underscoring the unpredictable nature of value in numismatics. Moreover, the coin's story has inspired increased interest in coin error detection and grading among collectors, driving education and enthusiasm in the community. Its rarity and value have sparked discussions about the potential for other coins with similar errors from the same production period, leading to careful searches for other specimens, which in turn can reveal new insights into minting processes. The fascination with this coin also touches on broader themes of chance, luck, and the human penchant for finding beauty and worth in imperfections. Collectors and enthusiasts see the 2018 D-penny as a symbol of serendipity, a chance occurrence that elevates a common item into a legendary artifact. This phenomenon resonates beyond numismatics, reflecting a universal appreciation for rarity and uniqueness in all forms. In conclusion, the 2018 D1 cent is much more than a simple penny. It is a remarkable confluence of errors and possibilities that has propelled its value to astonishing heights. Its doubled die and off-center misalignment errors, coupled with its rarity, pristine condition, and cultural significance, create a coin that commands respect and admiration from the numismatic community and beyond. As we continue to study and cherish this coin, it serves as a powerful reminder that even in a world of precision and technology, mistakes can lead to incredible treasures, making the 2018 D1 cent a timeless icon in the fascinating universe of coin collecting.